close, correct? There we are. Okay. So we're
Yeah,
in 41.28K.
less
So
than a K to go.
this is the this is the victory lap here for Kipchoge. 2 hours just went by on the clock, and we've once again seen an absolutely dominant performance from Eliud Kipchoge. Everything we've come to expect, the fast early pace, the consistent presence in the lead pack, and then the smile that comes out when most people are straining at the end of this race. And I mean, I'm just, again, you don't think someone can continually put you in awe athletically. I'm not just talking about running, I'm talking about in all sports. Kipchoge transcends marathon running and track and field. What we're seeing here is just absolutely special. And the fact that he's able to do it in a marathon, a race that unpredictable, where so many things can go wrong, and time after time after time, he gets this right. And he's 37 years old, and he had already laid claim, Gordon, to the moniker greatest men's marathoner in history. And you think, okay, well, he's going to do an encore performance and that's it. But he won't leave the stage. It's just encore after encore with Eliud Kipchoge. And he's going to put up another all time mark. And any one of his 10 best races would be anybody else's career defining performances. And for Kipchoge, you just throw another one into the pile. And I've said this before, 2 marathon wins ago, maybe even 3 marathon wins ago. I know the argument is really complicated and complex because you're comparing across sports, but he has to be involved in any argument where you're talking about the greatest athlete of all time. Of all time, he has to be in that conversation. When you look at what he does against his contemporaries, when you look at what he's done just in terms of the history of sports and his just reign of dominance, he needs to be on that list. He needs to be in that discussion of greatest athletes of all time. And in Tokyo, we just got more evidence of that.
And when you say greatest athlete of all time, you're not just talking about of athletics athletes. You're talking about all sports.
All sports. He needs to be in that conversation. You can argue with me about this person should be included or that person, or there should be 5 people involved or 10 people involved. All I know is Eliud Kipchoge needs to be in that conversation. Looking at his track record, looking at what he's done over this distance, it's just unparalleled. Look at how he's moved this event forward. It's just been incredible to watch.
2:02:40 unofficially. Might go up a second, down a second, but that is wild. He crushed the course record by over a minute and a half. But again, he's running 2:02s right now. He's not supposed to be running 2:02s. This is like someone, it's Michael Jordan winning his 6th ring. It's Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was expecting a win, but I was expecting a lighthearted win, a modest win. Thanks for having me. I checked this off my list win. But to come out here and put down a mark that will stand the test of time against marks he threw down 5 years ago, like we're waiting for the decline, and he's still plateauing. Like he's still staying at that plateau. So it's incredible what he did. It's a fun race too. I mean, Kiprutu gave him a run for his money, but
Yeah.
that's all you really can do is just give a run for your money when you go up against Kipchoge. You need something crazy to
Yeah.
happen, like it to be a weird looped course in London and the weather being crazy and him having an earache. That's the only way he's losing. Because if that's not
Yeah.
happening, he's running 2:02.
Yeah. Kiprutu 2:03:13. That's an all-time performance as well too. And there's going to be PRs through this field. And credit to those guys. They all give Kipchoge their best shot. And it doesn't matter. He finds a way to beat them. And because he's been so good for so long, you forget the normal life cycle for a marathoner at the top. 2 years, maybe 3. He just does it time and time and
Decade.
again and again and over and over. And it's just, you watch the race as you know, as we're viewing it, it's kind of fun to be on record, right? With any doubts. Oh man, I don't know. It's 60 minutes in. There's still a lot of guys there. We never really doubted it. But if it was anybody else, because of the way the marathon is, it's so fickle. You would have wondered if, okay, is this the time? Is this the time? But he's just figured it out. He's cracked the code. He knows exactly how to prepare, and everybody is basically powerless to stop him. He's on a completely different level. And again, that's why I think he stands up in any sort of argument about greatest of all time in any sport.
Yeah, because now, I mean, he already had everything, but now he has the ability to have like a
More.
clean. He has the ability to have like a clean slate of wins at every major, and he has to go one for one. And basically, I'm assuming he has to go one for one, but he's running 202 now. I'm like, this guy's not
Yeah.
retiring anytime soon. This guy's gonna. If you just run 202, you think it's gonna take another 6 years for you to fall off your 202, right? It's come
Yeah.
on. It's like
Yeah. Well, okay, so
it's
what's
incredible.
left? What's left? And we see, you know, the other people finishing here. Katada. Katada somehow gets fifth. Again, this guy got dropped at 8K. No, this is carbon copy. Hold on. Let me pause. Let me pause the Kipchoge thing to just talk about Katada. Is that time's accurate? 206.12. Okay. Let me go back to London. Excuse I'm bumping the shoes here because I'm getting a little fired up. I don't even know what hour we're on in this live show. Um Kata 2021 London was 207.51. So this was even faster than he did, but got dropped early on. Anyway, back to my other point. You really have to ask yourself what's left. And I think it is New York, it is Boston, and a third Olympic gold. That's the list. Now you could talk about, hey, I want to
Yeah,
see him run a half, or
yeah.
what could he do in an ultra marathon? You could go in that direction. Or as he told you once in an interview, he wants to run a race on a cruise ship. Maybe he just likes buffets. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But there's really three boxes left. Do you agree?
Yeah. There's three main boxes, and then there's weird shapes out there that we could try to get him to do. Like, remember I asked him
Yeah.
if he should do an ultra marathon and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
for his legacy, the only thing that matters in the legacy is his three more boxes: New York,
Yeah.
Boston, and one more Olympic gold. Which
And
again,
to be clear,
crazy that
everything I've said
that we
about
even have
him,
that. Yeah,
yeah, everything I said about him is true regardless if he never runs another step.
yeah.
But if you're Kipchoge and you're a completist and you're a perfectionist, you're thinking New York, Boston, one more Olympics. That's it. That's the that's the list. There's nothing else on there. You could
I
go and win
mean,
other majors and be fun.
it would be great if we could get Kipchoge on the BU indoor track and see really how fast that track is. Have him run a marathon on the BU indoor track. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. Switch directions. All right, so we're coming up on the top 10 here. I think because I want to see what we had the prediction contest, how many Japanese men will finish in the top 10. Travis,
Four.
is it possible to get that? Did it end
I
up
got
being
him.
four?
It was four. It was
Ah,
four.
so you won because you're going to get no American record haul four, and then the Kipchoge under 205. Bold.
Hey, give an easy one out there, right? Give people an easy one.
I mean, that really looped people in. If your goal is just to have them get a taste for that gambling lifestyle, you succeeded. Oh man. All right, women. We got to get to the women's field. We got to talk about the latter stages of women's because we could be having a historic race on the women's side. By the way, this is just an insanely deep race. I just 14th place 208. This is gonna be pretty quick, top to bottom. Um, I'm updating the finish. So 202.40, 203.13, 204.14, Suzuki 205.28. Okay, 206 was fifth with okay, so pretty solid. But there's a lot of people in the 208s. Oh my gosh.
Dude,
There were 11 people in
Uh,
the 208s. It's like NCAA cross.
Koskai, Koskai,
Yeah.
she's on 216 flat pace.
That's quick. That's
Very
quick.
quick.
Whoa. Travis just gave me a stat. 1,609 people participated in the prediction contest. Does that number mean anything to you, Gordon?
Hey, Let's make it more for NCAAs. So,
No, it's a mile, Gordon.
oh, 1609. Yeah. Okay,
1609.
meters.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right, well, that didn't work. Okay.
That went over my head. I'm sorry. It's
It's okay.
hour 2. It's over my head.
So all the people who pressed 1 before when we said, "Do you want Kipchoge to win?" are happy right now. They got to see what they came for. So 216 for Koskai. I mean, that kind of slots in similarly on the all-time list with Kipchoge, right? 202.40. That's number 4 all time. Koskai, if she runs a 216, would be third. And listen, I think she needed this win, this type of performance, because she lost her last two. Jep Cheer and Jep Koskai have had their moment in the sun. This was turning away from Bridget Koskai. She did not look like the 214 woman the last couple times out. But this is a huge response. So the gap from back to Bekele and Gebrselassie is 122. So, I mean, if they're still sub 218, that's a huge, huge performance still for both of them, especially Gebrselassie, who's a 220. Bekele's run 218 low, so she might be outside her PB. I mean, it's tough, right? You want to be in the mix and go for the win. But the other side of that is a big positive split awaiting you.
Yep. So
216.01.
Koskai, that's a good
216.01,
point.
Gordon.
I know. That's what I said. I said 216 flat. Yeah.
Okay,
Said,
so then
dude,
both of those women are going to get PRs then if they hold on.
yeah.
Because Bekele's is 218.18. Okay, yeah. So she's got to be within 2 minutes. So this is going to be
You do make a
historically
good
deep.
do make a good point for Koskai. She definitely needed this because despite being the world record holder, there was other people winning the notable races, especially the Olympics. She didn't win the Olympics. Fellow country woman did. So I think it's good that she's going to come here at a meet this race is going to go down in history with what Kipchoge's
Yeah.
doing with his 202.40 at age 37, and then Koskai who might break 216. We don't know yet, but it's going to be an incredible deep field on both the men's and women's side. You get shots
Kipchoge
there
getting
for
his medal.
Kipchoge in his medal.
Yeah. Listen, if you get, so we talked about London last time we did a live show being the deepest in history, just when you went 5 deep. But the winner didn't run. The winner came in, Jeff Koskai at 217.43. So if Bridget Koskai goes 216 low, and then you have two other women in sub 218, I mean, the best third place finisher ever comes from that London race, Bekele, with a 218.18. So if you have a third place finisher in the 217s, that's historic because there's only been 13 sub 218 performances. And it's about to be, if things hold here, 3 from this race. It's about to be 16 in history.